pizza and new entree options. It's a great place to watch any live events, and they have music bingo every month. They have an aggressive loyalty program that rewards fans with 7% back on all purchases. Home of the Nebraska Power Hour every night from 8 to 9 p.m. Order online at thelnkgrill.com or stop in at 84th and Highway 2 today.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Wellman Plumbing at 402-434-2400 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-434-2400.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last.
Are you a veteran looking for a new companion animal? A dog, a cat, or maybe something else? The Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs Vets Get Pets program can cover up to $350 of your pet adoption fees. Visit veterans.nebraska.gov/vetsgetpets to learn more about program requirements and how to apply. Want to help support the program? Get your Vets Get Pets specialty license plates from the Nebraska DMV. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here at 1040 O Street, 2/3 of the way through our high school football action for the day. We've crowned winners in Class D2. In Class D1 coming up tonight, we've got Class A. Nick Sainert and Jay Foreman will be on the call. But back here in the Ticket Studios, Austin Norman and Derek Pearson. DP, we got one of our favorites in here, though.
Yeah, let me be fair. Let's coordinate two superstars. That what Nick Sainert has done and what Chancellor Brewington have done, what they've done today in calls 1 and 2. These are stars in this thing. Like, it's everything you hope for it to be, to watch two young guns go to championship level, on call, not ideal situations. The first game's brutal. It's a blowout. It's a beatdown. It's hard. Those are hard to call. And then to absolutely excel in a nail biter and to handle it. And to my knowledge, this is first or second time working together, especially in this form. So shout out to Chancellor Brewington and Nick Sainert for what they're doing. And of course, we know what the Hall of Famer Jay Foreman is going to bring to the table, but bravo to the young guys. And it kind of, Austin, we have to thank them. You and I both have to thank them, because if they weren't doing it, you and I would have been out there for those two games. And bravo to being able to delegate and allow other folks to do this. So thank you, Nick and Chancellor. Yes, one of our favorites, Kathleen Owsley of Link to Literacy. And yeah, she's one of my favorite people for a variety of reasons, all of them good-heartedness, and what she's trying to do for folks in this community and across the state in getting books to the hands of young people. And these are important books, and the reasons behind it have been detailed throughout the course of the day. But Kat, I'll ask you this once again to give the story, because there is that moment that where creation is required, and the idea, the light goes on, and you realize there is a need, there's a blind spot, and you decided to fill it. So give us how this thing comes together for Link to Literacy.
Yeah, so basically,
get closer. You're
closer.
People want to hear you, Kat.
Yeah,
come on.
There
we go.
There we go.
Am I in?
You're in.
So I love to read with my kids. I have a 10 and 12-year-old now, and ever since they were babies, curling up on my lap and being right there in the middle of a story together is a special place for us. And the more that I worked with books and with publishers and starting to do book drives just as a mom, several years ago, I realized that a lot of families don't have that access or understand the importance of reading aloud to their kids. We're in this technology age, and that is so important. But also having that physical book to have there and to relate to a story together is really important. And so I wanted to make sure that that access to books, quality books, books with representation, books that are theirs to keep, is available to everybody.
I got into writing books for some of that cause. The very reason is that telling stories that for people like me, the people that can represent, and some of it's coaches, some of it's educators, and Austin, being from a family of educators, understands the value of it and the importance of it. And we miss the fact that that representation matters. That seeing people in the book that you can identify. When I go back home to Arlington, the fact that they can see an author, like they can say they actually know an author, and that somebody is writing stories about their parents and their community and their neighborhood, and some of the lessons are their lessons. The important part for this is that you're generating future readers, future educated people in a community, and there's high value in that. How do we make sure that any young person that falls under your umbrella can get access to those books, not only in the donations, but the actual books? What do we do? What do we do next?
So kind of having a hard time following the question.
Donate. Do we want donations? Do we want them to attend events? I mean, you've got a lot under your umbrella.
Yes.
So what's priority one? Is it getting money to Link to Literacy? Is it getting to the books that Link to Literacy has? Because those books get shared, getting into school systems, communities, or being at events?
Sure. So we don't necessarily take book donations except for at our Wordstock event every year, because every book that we curate is specifically for the need and for the organization or child who's receiving the books. So monetary donations are best for us because then it allows us to purchase the books, and we get great costs. We have lots of great relationships with different publishers, so that money is going far. Two is we're always looking for more volunteers. We have a lot of different events to volunteer at, including book giveaways, our new Book Bridge program. We will need more and more people to facilitate those, but also do the childcare aspect of that as well. And the community partnerships, that's another big item of how we exist. And so any other corporations or businesses in Lincoln or beyond, that community partnerships, developing those is we're interested in that too.
Austin, it's fantastic, right? That you and I have had conversations, even in the sports world, that getting books and having the stories told are important. And you and your family, you stand on the shoulders of some great educators who knew early on.
Yeah.
But for your little one now, right?
Yeah.
Being a dad, you now have to do this. What does this do for you?
It's incredible because books, man, they're gold. He woke up a little early this morning, but hey, that's okay. He's 14 months old almost. And what does he do? The first thing he does, he goes over to his bookshelf and pulls out books. He points to the lamp. Ooh. Turn the light on. Level 3, get as much light as we can. There we go. 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, reading books. Like, it's the way to start the day. It's foundational. It's one of the first things he wants to do. It's not going for the stuffed animals that are closer to his crib. It's not running around with Zoomies or anything. It's books. I need books. Dad, read to me. It's heartwarming every morning.
Oh, that makes my heart so happy.
Kat, it's a thing like your sons and being around your sons is reaffirming because you understand the value and you watch them. But they talk about the numbers of books that they read on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. Give the folks those numbers because I think they're impressive and kind of a North Star of what to aspire to.
Well, that is a North Star. My eldest is 12 and he is my reader extraordinaire. Last year, I think the count was 78 books in the year. he goes through periods of heavy reading and sometimes not so much, just like most readers I know do. But he's into fantasy novels and loves the ones that have like a lot of different volumes and they're like this big. So he's a big reader. The little one, he's more into the graphic novels, and there's time and place for those too. So
I think it's important that folks, one, we give them access. Two, we give parents access to the books, because I think that's a big part, is to think that, well, I've got to go to a bookstore, I've got to go online and order books. But right here in Lincoln, you have books. You're looking for opportunity to get those books to people. What can we do to make that bridge happen?
yeah, well, all of the organizations that we work with fill out an intake form, kind of tell us exactly what they want in their books that they get from us. The reasons behind it: is it for social emotional health? Is it for homework help? Is it for a book club of sorts? And then once we know what they want, we can curate and use either things that we have on hand or order things specifically. And then the other way that we're getting in the books into the kids' hands is really the Dolly Parton Imagination Library program. That one is fabulous. Every kid 0 to 5 gets books in their mailbox every month. So all the parents have to do there is sign up.
Tell us more. How do they sign up? Where do they find the information to be a part of Dolly's book library?
You can go to our website, the linked to number2literacy.org, and find the Dolly Parton tab and see if the zip code is eligible. All of Lancaster County is eligible. Or you can just go straight to the imaginationlibrary.com website as well.
So you're telling me that just with a few clicks, their young people 0 through 5 can get books delivered to their mailbox
every single month.
Every single month. And the beauty of that is, if they outgrow them or once they've read them, what happens, Kat? What happens to those books?
Well, then you can pass them to siblings or bring them to Wordstock and we can share them with another family.
It is the beautiful thing. And Austin, yeah, you'll have to have another child to be able to pass those along. And I'm sure that your wife appreciates me saying that. To do that in order. Kat, you have several projects and several events. So what's coming up for Link to Literacy?
We do love our events. It is fun to get together. It's fun to get book lovers together. And so every other month we have a happy hour that is really casual in different parts of town. This month we had one at the Lux Art Center, and it was delightful. They had a art project for us. It was a BYOB, Bring Your Own Book event, where then we got to sit and talk about the books. Ashley had put together great questions about connecting together. So we have those every other month. Coming up, I don't know. We don't have any really big, large events until the spring.
What's Tuesday?
Well, Giving Tuesday.
What's Tuesday?
Well, that's a fun event where we're trying to raise some money for our next fiscal year.
And so how can people find that and be a part of it?
Again, right to our website. The donate button is at linkedtoliteracy.org.
And you created a barcode.
There's a QR code.
Right?
Yeah. You guys have that up somewhere?
It should be in that little envelope, like little half sheet there. Should be there.
Yeah.
Yep. So we can
And
provide
on our socials as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
It'll go out on socials and it'll be tagged in everything that we do
Beautiful.
tomorrow, from all of these interviews and all of these best ofs and the best phrases of it all. Again, I think it's fascinating that in the perfect space for young people to grow and be connected and to know that they're recognized and identified. Lincoln is fortunate to have Link to Literacy. They have you, Tiffany, the whole crew, to just be out, and you get to some of these blind spots and you're finding young people and you're giving them hope and you're giving them imagination and you're giving them that curiosity. You're giving them something that feeds that thing. For anybody else that has questions about what it is that they can do to be a part of it. Again, you said Dolly for the 5 and under, But for older kids,
Mhm.
there's still room and there's still space. What's for the teenager, the high school student who is curious and an avid reader?
Ooh, good question. Yeah, no, with all the different organizations that we work with, the CLCs, the Malone Center, teammates, different organizations, even in Walt Hill, Nebraska, I just put in an order for their high school of specifically curated books from Native authors, and just to have they all these kids, they just need somebody to believe in them, and they need there's so many awesome organizations in Lincoln and in Nebraska, but just that extra push that books you can find yourself in or you can escape in and just find something that interests them. They all need these loving adults and to help steer them into that direction. So
It is the season of giving. Tuesday will be a great opportunity for you to donate, whether it be for your own young people or for other young people in this community and in this state. You have the opportunity, and I think it's a wonderful way to show appreciation and gratefulness. Making a donation, whether it be for yours or others, we all win no matter what that is. And some of you are heading into the holiday season and trying to figure out what to get your young people. A great answer is books. And there's every opportunity in every way. Again, reach out to Kat and the folks from Link to Literacy. They can help you in that. Kat, let me ask this question, and I know that your boys may or may not listen and may not understand what I'm about to ask. But is it safe to say there will be books under the Christmas tree?
always. Always. No, we do something extra special, DP.
Tell me.
We do, instead of a traditional advent calendar,
Mhm.
I wrap a new book. So at least 12, sometimes 24, depends on how crazy I've gone with my shopping. 12 or 24 brand new books. I wrap those up in paper and put those under the tree, and we read a new one together every night.
I'm gonna tell you a thing. Every year since we got here, I met our lovely friend Kevin Meyer at Meyer Cork and Bottle. We came up with the 12 Days of Winemas.
Beautiful.
And he wraps 6 red, 6 white. And each day leading up to Christmas, Becky gets a different bottle to open up and unwrap. I think the 12 Days of Bookmas has to be
There
a
you
thing.
go.
I think the 12 Days of
You're into
Bookmas. Yeah. Just to come up. The folks, Kat and the folks from Link to Literacy can help you come up with your book of 12.
Sure.
I think it would be spectacular. But if you haven't considered it, maybe donate to somebody else. And whether it be $12 that you can donate to represent that, but go to linktoliteracy.org, find the code, make a donation, sign up for the book programs that exist, and then reach out, because Kat needs help in raising money and awareness for what it is that she and the wonderful folks from Link to Literacy do on a daily basis. Kat, thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Austin, throw us the break, kind sir.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealer, invites you to attend our upcoming Parts and Service Expo events. It's the best time to buy parts and schedule inspections all year. Take advantage of specials through December 13th with additional savings the day of your local expo. Find savings on oil and filters, gifts for under the tree, and pre-ordered John Deere parts. Visit with our trained and certified technicians and sign up for our winter service specials. Visit landmarkimp.com for a complete schedule and experience the Landmark difference.
Who wants free diamonds? This holiday season, as a thank you for shopping with us, Sartor Heyman Jewelers is giving you free diamonds. Now through December 6th, receive a pair of sparkling diamond stud earrings, a stunning diamond pendant, or a gorgeous diamond tennis bracelet for free with your qualifying purchase. We only have a limited number to give away, so once they're gone, they're gone. Don't wait on this one. Visit Sartor Heyman Jewelers, where your gift shopping shines brighter. In Lincoln at South Point Mall, downtown, and in Grand Island on State Street.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. We are thankful for many things this year and every year and hope that everyone is able to enjoy time with family and friends as we reflect on what we're thankful for. This important message comes to you from Bart and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialist here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solution offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Krekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All righty. It's been a busy day, weekend. Otherwise, we have some donors. We have some donors to award. We have 2 prizes for folks who donated. Cheeseburger off the text line got the signed Husker Big Ten Championship baseball. So stop by the ticket and pick that up anytime other than Thursday. Anytime other than Thursday to do that. I'll give some of the schedules as well for the next few days, because those are all things in place. Austin, we have a Roger Craig signed football that I need to, and I probably should give that to Charlie Mock. Charlie Mock, M-A-C-H. He gets the Roger Craig signed football.
That has been recorded.
Here we go. And then from this one, the Roger Craig signed jersey, Kurt Sharton, S-C-H-A-R-T-O, Charteau or Charton. Oh, he's A1 Automotive.
Aha.
All right, Kurt. All right, Kurt. So you just won the Roger Craig signed jersey. Well done. Got
Nice.
those 2 things done.
That's a good player.
And we appreciate, and again, anybody else that wants to donate, listen, if you come into the mill, to the station at 11th and O over the next 2 days, and you buy coffee, please feel free to make a donation to Lincoln Literacy books for the young people of Lincoln and the state of Nebraska. Greatly appreciate it. And then tomorrow, starting tomorrow on Early Break and on the Drive, we will be giving out, we'll be taking nominations for Thanksgiving dinner. Tomorrow, I believe it's a dinner from Muchachos. Nick came through. I think that'll be nominated and decided, awarded, given away during the Drive. No, Early Break. And then the Drive, it'll be Soulful Casino, Chubbs and crew. They will make a Thanksgiving dinner for one family. And if you have a family that you are aware of, and if it's your family, listen, if you're struggling to figure out your Thanksgiving Day meal, and, listen, no shame. Just say, hey, listen, man, it would mean a lot for my family to take that additional financial burden off of our family, or the stress of having to worry about how to get this thing done. Just reach out during the Drive tomorrow. Early Break and the Drive tomorrow. And then Wednesday, Vershawn and Jackson Fair Deals Cafe, they're doing turkeys, and I think it's 2 meals, 2 turkeys. And then Dan Swanson and the fine people at Canopy Street Market providing all the sides and fixings. That will be done Wednesday on the Captain Show and on Steve Taylor's show. And then in the afternoon, I believe we have more meals that will be donated that we can give away during On the Block and Old School. So we are efforting. We greatly appreciate all of those community partners who are making this stuff happen, right? Mm-hmm. I know that during Old School Wednesday, you'll be able to go. We will award a family a meal made by Charles Phillips at Mary Ellen's. And it's a full meal of all the sides and all the fixings. And knowing Charles, he's certainly not going to let you go without pie to do that. And we will take nominations. And again, it's there. I want there to be no shame involved. If you know of a family that maybe you're hosting a big family event and it's a thing, right? Or maybe you are financially struggling, and it's okay to say, "Hey, listen, things are tough. Like this is just an additional burden that we can take off your plate." We've had an exceptional year at the Ticket. Great family. Our Ticket family has grown in leaps and bounds. People stepped up. We offered to make these meals, and 5 people stepped up and said, "Hey, we want to contribute." There are people who offered financially and said, "Hey, here's the thing. We're not cooking, but I'll certainly buy another meal, whatever that costs." And we've had those people. So that's kind of where we are. And if you want to be a part of it, reach out. You can do so on the text line, social media, Facebook, X. Just DM me, Austin, any of the crew, and let them know that, hey, listen, I heard you guys are giving away a meal on Nova Family that could use this thing. And we are certainly open to that. So Austin, again, keep in mind, if somebody comes to mind, there's a family in need, again, no shame. We're not trying to shame anybody and embarrass anybody, but Thanksgiving is about giving and giving and showing thanks. And nobody in a town like Lincoln, Nebraska should be struggling or going without on Thanksgiving. So I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Austin, quite the day of football. We have a full day tomorrow. So kind of the same schedule. I know that Early Break and the Drive, as usual, early kickoff games at 10:15. Do you have the schedule in front of you for 10:15 tomorrow?
I am pulling up right now. It'll be B, C1, and C2 at the very least here.
Okay.
NSAA football playoffs. I know that both Wahoo schools made it. One of them in C1, one of them in C2. Class B will be a rematch of one of the best regular season games of the season. It'll be Omaha Skutt, the number 3 seed, and number 1 seed Bennington. Skutt snapped Bennington's long winning streak earlier in the season. So that'll be in Class B. That'll be the nightcap, of course. The first game of the day will be Norfolk Catholic versus Bishop Neumann. Bishop Neumann led by Nebraska football and baseball two-sport commit Connor Booth. He's doing some really historic stuff. At least once has been our 3 Pillars Performance Athlete of the Week here on the ticket. That'll lead us off in C2. That's a great color matchup, great uniform matchup, great name matchup there. And then in Class C1, Wahoo. Must be the town of running backs, right? Think of Wahoo as a basketball town in Nebraska, but between Connor Booth and Kip Brigham, man, they got some running backs toting the heck out of the pill this year. Wahoo blows out Auburn 59-7. Central City tops Sydney 29-12. That'll be the afternoon game around about 2:45 tomorrow at Memorial.
Got a full one, and it's in play. Wednesday we'll have the regular lineup of folks that takes us into and each of those shows, giving away Thanksgiving meals throughout the day. Thursday, we'll be doing football all day on the NFL coverage all day. Thursday. To go through that. Friday we'll be back in business. It's game day, Iowa City. It's the Huskers and Hawkeyes. We will do the regular schedule of shows, and then we will begin pre-gaming probably for old school at 4:00. I know sometimes we say 2.5 hours, but who are we kidding? We'll fire that puppy up at 4:00 and take you through it. Of course, the A1 Automotive tailgate show brought to you by the fine folks Kendall Warnock and the
That's
folks
a fun
from
crew.
A1.
They were here on Saturday.
They were spectacular. They were spectacular. And then Jay Foreman's post game, and then Austin and Chancellor carrying you through. And I don't know how late you're going to go. That's entirely up to you, and it'll be none of my business because hopefully by then, right as this thing ends, I will go to sleep.
Comatose.
That would be that. And then Saturday there'll be some programming early Saturday morning, and then we will have football games most of the day. 3 games capped by Texas and Texas A&M Saturday night. So you will have Ohio State, Michigan. Yeah, we got some ball games for you on Saturday here on the ticket. Pretty cool. And then back to the NFL schedule on Sunday. So there's a whole bunch of things going on for you. I think we got you set up for a pretty good weekend of sports coverage and football along the way. And then Austin, what are we going to do? Like you people have been spoiled now. The basketball post-game show.
Yeah.
What do we do? What are we going to do Tuesday? They play Tuesday, right?
Wednesday. Against South Dakota.
Wednesday.
5:30.
Do we do a post-game Wednesday?
Well, by the time the game's over, I'd be kicking DeMornay off air. And if it's not DeMornay, it's Kendall. So at the very least, I'll come back and record something. But we'll find a way to make something.
Yeah,
work.
we can go to the podcast studio, do 15 minutes of recap or whatever you want to do. Greatly appreciate that. And then when's their next game after Wednesday?
That is Sunday against North Florida, who's got a couple high major wins over South Carolina and Georgia Tech already this year.
What are your thoughts, kind sir? Back Sunday, or what are we?
Why not?
Okay.
Why not?
I'll leave it up to you, kind sir.
I'm around. I'm at the game. I like talking about it. I'm here.
I will leave it up to you. You have the keys. You can fire this bad boy up whatever you want. So there's that. Where do you want to go at the 6 o'clock hour, kind sir?
Man, I mean, I feel like we'd have to go to win number 6.
Let's
right?
get
It's
to
a big
it.
one.
Let's get through it. Win number 6, and then we'll have another young lady from Link to Literacy at 6:30. That'll get Harrison Orange to carry you through until kickoff at 7:15. There's a big one at Memorial Stadium.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Midwest Bank is hosting our annual Thanksgiving food drive, partnering with local Lincoln schools to provide Thanksgiving dinners to families in need. We hope to provide meals for more than 120 families in our community this year. You can help by dropping off a donation at either Midwest Bank location, 7001 Pioneers Boulevard or 2655 Jamie Lane. Any donation is greatly appreciated. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Early break.
There's quite a situation going on.
What?
Jake's been asked to step away on Fridays from now on.
Yeah,
they want to break. Young
situation.
Ben has been dubbed as the curse breaker. He's been dubbed as the curse breaker, and Jake's been asked kindly to step away.
Just for Fridays.
Just
though.
Fridays.
Just Fridays only.
Game
day only. Game day eve only.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Hard work. It's what drives Nebraska. It defines our strength. Men like you live it every day. But sometimes living up to those expectations can be overwhelming. If you're struggling, call or text 988. You'll get skilled, caring support 24/7. Live up to a different kind of strength. The strength to ask for help. Paid for by the University of Nebraska Public Policy Center. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
There's no better way to spark a child's imagination than to get lost in the adventure of a good book. I'm Jenny Benson, president of NSEA. Working together, parents and teachers can help every child succeed. You can help by reading to your child and let your child read to you. Encourage reading in your home and make it a priority. Make reading fun and a time that you and your child look forward to spending together.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something serious. I know you love me. I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. Old school. Harrison Arns taking over for Austin Orman. 402-464-5685 as we preview in between state championship games here, as well as join in guest of Length of Literacy throughout the day here on 93.7 The Ticket. You can also join in on the streams, Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo Channel 961, like you've been already. DP, how's it going? I'm not sure what you and Austin broke down with.
It goes easy. We're kind of breaking down the next couple of days of the ticket. Of course, tomorrow's more football. More state championship football. They'll take us through. Wednesday we'll have the full schedule, daily schedule that'll take us in. We'll take Thursday off, but we'll have NFL football on all day Thursday. Friday, of course, is a game day, regular schedule from 6 a.m. All the way up until the A1 Automotive pregame show, postgame shows, Jay Foreman, Nick Sainert, Austin Orman, Chancellor Brewington. Shout out to our guys, Nick Sainert and Chancellor Brewington did the dang thing today.
Yeah, it was good too. I've been listening throughout the day, and I'll tell you what, it's nice. Like Nick Sainert, we kind of know what the routine is for him. He's always done a great job for us, but adding him and Brewington together,
that's really good.
It sounded like, I mean, I don't know how much those guys really work with each other, but it sounded like they've been doing it for a couple of years now.
Right. Like it just, like I was proud of them more than anything else. One, to know that the station has a full lineup of people who can do this talent thing. And of course, Jay Foreman, as the grand overseer, he'll go in and handle the nightcap. It gave a lot of the talent the day off so they could kind of, and look, there's a lot. It was an emotional weekend with all of that. And then, we kind of get to have eyes forward and start to think about, okay, so now Nebraska is bowl eligible. And now it gets to it. It's so funny. Nebraska fans immediately went into, okay, but can you beat Iowa?
Yeah,
like appreciate it. Thank you. And listen, whatever. Let me say this clearly: wherever you stand, and text line, feel free to shout us out and say where you stand, because whether you are A, just happy, B, happy and you want to beat Iowa, C, happy and you're just glad to be going to a bowl game, D, happy you want to go to a bowl game but you'd like to go to a nice bowl game, E, you're happy and so happy that you loved storming the field, you thought it was appropriate, F, you're a little concerned that we're storming the field for win number 6.
Over a 5-minute team.
Right. Like, I mean, and here's the thing, no matter where you are on the Husker spectrum, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's really good.
It's a much better conversation we're having last year at this point. I'll say that.
Well, every year.
Yeah. Go back to 2016.
This is the first 6-win season since I got here. I was starting to feel like it was me.
Yeah. What year did you get down here? I got here in 2018.
2019, literally. So let me tell the story. Today, and Facebook does a really good job of bringing you memories. And today, Facebook sent this thing to me that said, congratulations, you've been living in Lincoln, Nebraska 5 years. It brought me a post of me standing in front of the moving truck as it delivered our furniture to our house.
There's 2 strong feelings you can have about that photo there, DP.
Oh, I was having, let me tell you, I on that day, I was having a bunch of feelings.
Yeah.
I was having a bunch of feelings because, let me say this. So when Becky broached the idea of moving to Lincoln, Nebraska, we came to visit. She had been coming anyway, and we were just visiting. We had come to a couple of games. And she's like, listen, we take vacations around, this would be a pretty cool place, middle of the country, we'll just get away and we can come here and watch sports. And I'm like, okay, fine. Well, I'll retire. Like, great place. Okay, not a problem. Okay, so let's get a place. Let's not stay in hotels all the time. Let's get a place. Okay, we get a place. It's not going to be our typical size and location, but hey, let's do a thing. So we did it. Some people found out I was coming. Some people found out about my radio background. They were like, okay, what you want to do business. And there were verbal agreements, bro, in place for me to run some radio stations here in Lincoln, Nebraska. When the van, it was snowing 5 years ago today.
Mm-hmm.
It was snowing. So I'm standing out in the snow waiting for the moving people, and I get a phone call saying, hey, listen, sorry, but we decided to go in a different direction. We decided to, stay local. And I was like, oh. Now, part of me could have melted snow.
Mm-hmm.
But a part of me was like, cool. Like, I'm free. Like, I can retire.
Yeah, I'll actually do it this time.
Yeah, and I literally walked from 8th and O to 6th and O, and I look across the street, and there's a sports radio station doing a remote. And I look, I'm like, wait a minute, that's not one of the ones I was talking to. What's this? So I pull up the website, because it's there on the banner, ticketfm.com. I go on it, and there on the front page it says, looking for a radio host. And because I had all this stuff on my phone because of the people I would talk to, I just hit the button. I'm like, bet. So I go and I sit outside in the cold and the snow, and I'm listening to Sipple and Jake and the morning crew preparing for a game. And he's like, Sipple's like, who are you? Like, he's kind of being nosy.
Mm-hmm.
Typical
Sipple.
News reporter, right? Like, you look like a dude. Like, what's the deal?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm just here hanging out. And he goes, no, you're a dude. Who, like, what's going on? I'm like, no, I'm a sportscaster. And he goes, well, what are you doing here? I said, well, I'm moving here, as a matter of fact.
Sipple actually sniffed you out, though. He
Well,
saw right away.
Well, look, real talk. How many people look like me sitting in, right?
Well, there's that part.
Yeah, not for nothing, right? Sitting there listening to people talk sports in the cold, it's like, okay. And I said, well, matter of fact, I just jumped on your website. And this was Friday or Saturday. And then on Monday, I met with Mark Onweiler. We talked. And I've told the story that I had to interview with Mark Onweiler 7 times. With Mark Onweiler, Connor Happer, Tom Stevens, Ron Romero. And various combinations of the group, just to see, because they're like, well, why would you want to work at the Ticket? Like, we can't pay much, like all the reasons. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, who sent you?
Yeah, and to be fair to Mark at the time, I'd be like trying to figure it out too. I was just like,
well, my thing was, your ad says you want a radio host. It doesn't talk about how much you're going to pay. You asked me if I want to talk sports 2 hours a day. I'm all in. I'm all in. Hey, man, sign me up. Like, whatever this is, I'm in, right? And he's like, well, do you know Nebraska? And I'm like, no, but it's sports. Like, I know sports. I know Nebraska sports. I know it enough that I can tell you probably as much about your program as you think you know about your program. And that's the naturalness of being a career sports guy. And then finally, we went to Little Italy, right? Is that was that the pizza place in the Haymarket?
I don't know. I mean, it's not there anymore,
it's closed now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I can't remember if that's
it's closed now, and it was a pizza place right there. And we went. It's where there's another, like, a little not shenanigans. What's the
Hooligans?
That's where that is. And so whatever pizza place was there, sports bar. And we sat there, and it was me, Mark, Tom, Connor. Yeah. And we had just a great conversation, just laughing, mainly because at the time there were 2 waitresses, and they both became enamored with me for some reason and began to tell me their life stories. And Connor and Tom and Mark, they're just sitting there shaking their head going, what is happening? Like, what is happening? Why are these girls over here? And I'm like, nah, it's a thing. Like, people just want to tell me what's going on. And finally, Tom Stevens stepped up and said, okay, let's do a show together. Because Connor was trying to figure out what to do. Ryan Tabb was here. He was coming in. And so Tabb went with Connor And then I went with Tom, and the rest is history. But
Shout
it was
out Tom Stevens.
5 years ago today. Moved my furniture from Houston, arrived here, and I moved in. Becky was still in Houston working for Mobile One, and she was there for another 15 months or so, year to 15 months, because the pandemic hit,
That's right.
6 months after that. And, that kind of changed everything. So yeah, 5 years ago today, Lincoln became my official residence.
That sounds like a really long time ago, but then given the studio I'm sitting in, it's crazy how fast that went by.
Hey, bro. Think of what you were doing 5 years ago today, Harrison.
Oh man.
What were you doing 5 years ago?
Drywall and paint.
Right?
And more of that.
Right?
Fixing dishwashers and ACs.
Right? And then think of who was at the ticket, where the ticket was, the kind of business that was being done, Nebraska football at the time, right? There's things. This is the part that that humors me. That people get caught up in where their life is right now, not pondering or stalking what changes your life can make for the better in said period of time. And again, when I got here, I said I lived a pretty complete life. I was good. And in no way could I envision you and I sitting here today in this space as it is, doing what we do on a daily, weekly, monthly, annual basis. There's literally no way to say that. Like I knew I would like Lincoln. I didn't know I would love Lincoln. I knew I would be curious about the Huskers. I did not know that the Huskers would become an obsession. And you can't even begin to fathom, folks from Link to Literacy and teammates and like the full range, meeting the Sherry and Michaels, meeting, finding a brother in Peter Ferguson, partnering up with Jay Foreman, another DMV kid, in truth, who just happens to be here as well.
DeMornay Pearsonell, another DMV
DeMornay, right?
From Barry Thompson. We just had Dave Turcotte,
right? Like
hit me up about Silas Swords, who, by the way, he's dead right about it. Silas Swords up in Michigan's a problem for women's basketball. But, man, yeah, you talk. The connections are my favorite part.
Right, like to go. Like we were watching young Mr. Ellison from Indiana and the success he's having at the tailback position, and the group of young people who come through. And you think of the Kyle Perrys and the Crystal Elliots and the Gwen Maeyas and the we went through, right? We went through the Michaela Curtis and Kenzie Roby and
Mara Smith Spates,
Kenzie Knuckles and
Reagan Hinsey
coming
Madison,
through, right? Like
Raquillo.
right? Like you think about that, right? Like you think about Nori, think about all of the young people, all of the great young Huskers who have come in and shared themselves with this community.
Yeah. Banks and Nuri.
Banks and Nuri,
really
pancakes, Sunday morning pancakes, right? I mean, they're pioneers. They're pioneers. And it's kind of a lot to ask of young people to give people access to themselves like that. And people think of NIL and just that. No, it's name, image, and likeness covers a bunch of things. And in that is the freedom for Husker athletes, student athletes, to tell their story rather than have people tell the story for them. And that was what we decided to do. And I remember, I can be honest and tell you that when we first started talking about having student athletes, there were people who were like, nope, don't want it, don't need it, don't want to listen to women, don't want to hear about women's sports, don't want to do it until you meet them. Until you meet them. And some of my favorite nights, some of my favorite days, having Kenzie Knuckles and Nicklin Hames put on football helmets and play football in the hallway of the old ticket. All of the wing contests that we've had in both places and just the bonding that happens, right? We had cookouts. Shout out to Joe Davis and crew that did the, we have from fans and family who look out for us and include us in. And look, we Beatrice Bakery, and being able to think of how many smiles we made with Beatrice Bakery, right? How many really cool situations did we have where somebody would call and say, hey, listen, my wife's a teacher and having a tough day. Can you guys put something together? Can I swing by and get something to make her smile? And how many days we did that in a row. And it was pretty impressive, which is the thing that we should probably get back to.
Yeah, and I mean, it's always a win-win with community stuff like
that.
Right.
Junior achievement, teammates Lincoln.
Yeah, big brother, big sister.
Big brother, big sister to go through the Malone Center. There's a full range of really good people doing really good things. And we get to tell the stories and bring those people in. And it's a reminder because, quite frankly, media, radio, podcasts, etc., can be a swamp. It can be just a negative magnet.
It's really good at the negative.
Right? Of just, man, complaining, moaning, groaning about everything. And then you go, wait a minute. Remember for a second that your city, your town, your community, your neighborhood, your school, your family, they're good people.
Mm-hmm.
There are good people. Like we can listen, we can go on X, and every single thing, every post, every picture, every video is met by, well, what about? And you go, no. Like I'm not going to let that win.
Oh, it's a miserable way to live like that.
Right.
Just constantly thinking about like I can worry about some problem out in California, or I could wake up and see how my neighbor Doug's doing.
Wait, like
that actually matters to me.
Hurt people. And that's we know that's what it is, but you can't be in a negative vibe listening to Pete Ferguson and these young scholars. You can't be in a negative vibe being around Sherry and Michael. You can't. Ricky Simmons, who's been through it, right? But there is not a better person to stand next to or back to back with than Ricky C. Simmons for whatever he's gone through. Terrell Farley, who has gone through more than his share. Rashawn, like they've all had their bumps and bruises. But when you meet them, you recognize that, listen, from 6 a.m. until 12 midnight, you can come here, hang out with us, and us with you. And we hold each other up. And yeah, sometimes bad football gets in the way of being in a good mood and sharing good stories. But we have to go through that to get to the good. Because if we stop covering Nebraska football and we just say, listen, we're not going to talk about it until it's good, we'd have been mighty quiet.
Yeah, this radio station would have closed down.
Right. And but I mean, think about that part.
Mm-hmm.
That our growth, there are radio stations that have left this market and have shut down and changed formats, but we're growing. And I guarantee you to tell you, while as much of it is sports and more sports all day, no, it's the people. It's the community. It's the connection. It's all those things. And that's why we do it. That's why, listen, I get here at 8:30 every day. I leave at 8:30 at night, depending on the night and what's going on, and shout out to you and the night crew and the weekend crew for allowing me to leave when I do, because there's so many, all the next things are in place.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it's the Stars, Supernovas, Arena Football, the Complex, Tom Arciaga and the folks from Complex and all the things that they're doing, the amazing events. They've got another event coming up December 5th or 7th coming up. That's another thing that we can attach to. But Harrison, think about it. 5 years ago, it didn't exist 5 years ago today. Not even 4 years ago did this thing, not even 3 years ago did this thing exist as it does. And I honestly, it wasn't where I was going to go with this segment, but let me stop and say thank you. Let me say, let's go through this. And I want to be clear to thank you to everybody who works here, whether it's as a contractor or as an employee, whether it's as a host, producer, board op, content creator, making coffee, cleaning up the space, keeping it clean, acting as security, driving the van, driving the scooter, right? The cart to take people around and be in that space, whether it's the people, and again, it's a long line. Rick Heyman and his crew and all that they do, the folks from all the banks who quite frankly support in full form, UBT in full form, First Bank. Like we can go through.
Yeah, we can't forget about Kevin Allen on board
right,
too.
Yeah, right. Kevin Meyer from Meyer Cork and Bottle, he's been
a great
loyal,
community guy.
right? Just in full connection of it all day long. Mary Ellen, all the restaurants that look out for us, LNK, Soulful Casino, the people who just deliver and stand up, Marcy, Sweet Things by Marcy, who constantly do their thing, right? And they don't have to, but they do, and they take care of the student athletes. Canopy Street Market. Whenever we call them and say, hey, listen, can you make some sandwiches for the Stars? Can you make some meals for the Salt Dogs when they get on the bus? They always answer. It's always yes. They do the dang thing. And tomorrow is Taco Tuesday at Canopy Street Market. And if you hadn't had tacos down there, get there at 11 o'clock. Because if you get there at 11:45, there's going to be a line. And that's generally how it works. But there's so many people who just show up. Omaha Steaks, the folks from Lincoln Journal-Star, the folks from Omaha World Herald who look out and make sure, the folks in the athletic department who not only lead and guide the students, but keep them connected and then give them the information they need to know, hey, listen, it's okay to tell your story. Don't worry about talking about the games. This stuff is here. The coaches at the programs who allow these athletes to be individuals within the team confines and allow them to tell their stories and grow. And listen, we can talk about, there's at least 12 of the athletes who have gone on to do professional broadcasts after they left here, right? There's 5 of them at the Big Ten Network, right? Who've done gymnastics, who've done when I turned on the mic, the TV one night for Husker Gymnastics, and shout out to Heather Brink for all, she's just been working, Paul Klempa, just allowing these young people to come through. But having these young, I turn on the Big Ten Network and there's Kenzie Roby on there knocking it out. And then there's Kenzie Davis who's singing, and Reagan Henze who's singing and performing. Listen, to watch Chancellor grow, to watch Kyle grow, to watch Nori up in Montreal doing his thing, right? You just go, you know what? Wherever your station is right now, it's just where you are right now. And the mission is just to make sure that you go forward and up from today. And every day for 5 years, I've strived forward and up each day. Who knew that this is where we would be today? And Harrison, can you imagine this place 5 years from now?
Oh, give it a week, DP. Be popping off in 7 days from now.
Oh, man, it's going to be crazy. But again, just let me say thank you to all the ticket fans, ticket family, ticket staff across the board. If you're listening right now, you're in your car or on the app, thank you. Thank you for welcoming me and Becky, welcoming us into this space, allowing us access, and trusting us with telling your stories as you would want them told. We'll go to break. Marna Mom from Link to Literacy will come in. She'll join Harrison and take you through, and you guys will roll it all the way up until 7:15, and then back to Nick Sainert and Jay Foreman at Memorial Stadium. This is The Ticket.
Prashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I think it's just vapor.
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as one pack of cigarettes.
My kid
knows it's dangerous. 5.4 million American kids vape, and most think it's harmless. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. That's talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
At Koppel Chevrolet GMC, we are thankful for so many things this year, starting with our great employees, a generous community, our military personnel, and most importantly, our loyal customer base that continues to drive that money-saving mile of Louisville. Hi, this is Sean Callahan, and on behalf of everybody at Koppel, we want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving and safe travels to wherever they may take you. Happy holidays from Koppel Chevrolet GMC.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group, trial attorneys you can trust.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket. Every Saturday morning now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Ashiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now it's time to care for yourself. and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in to Old School. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos, and we bring in guests from Link to Literacy in on this segment as we fill in the gap between our state championship games. The next one coming up at 7:15 will be Millard South 11-1 versus the undefeated Omaha Westside 12-0. You guys can join in. 402-464-5685 is the Starter Heyman text line. And on this segment, like I said, we bring in guests from Link to Literacy. Marna joins us. And Marna, how's it going on a Monday night?
It's great. It's chilly. We got the coats out.
Yeah, it's officially here.
Yep, we're ready.
Coat season is here. We also have Charlie joining us in studio as well. First thing I want to do, just kind of remind people throughout the day, you're here with us, Link to Literacy. What is Link to Literacy, and what is kind of your guys' mission?
Sure. Link to Literacy is a just 2-year-old nonprofit based here in Lincoln. I am the newest board member, so this is like a quiz. We'll see how I do. We've heard from different board members, I think, throughout the day that you guys have been great in hosting. And really, it's funny because you talked just a moment ago when we came back from the segment about how we're filling in a gap between, other reporting, and it's really perfect a way to frame what we do. I think the organization knew that it wanted to focus on literacy needs, but really, rather than duplicate other efforts, the founders really looked around and saw that there were really great local nonprofits doing really great work as it related to literacy or serving communities and populations. But they saw the opportunities to kind of bridge, go in between the gaps, fill in missing links, particularly as it related to literacy. So that put them on a path going down, working with local nonprofits to provide backpacks of books for kids in foster care, for example. So other foster care needs were being met, but yet making sure that those kids experiencing those situations were able to keep up with literacy, right? There are so many things that they're worried about, but if they lose that opportunity to stay fluent or improve their literacy, that can have a lifetime impact too. So the organization leaders saw that there was a need, and so partnered with those organizations that help out with foster care needs and thought, what can we give these kids? So they provide curated books that our folks look through and review that try to help empower those folks to have their own books, something to call their own, is that they may be moving through the foster care system. And man, I will tell you, I've only been involved. I was volunteering a little bit before I came on board as a board member. And we went out, for example, to Eagle Raceway, and we were talking about some of our needs. And it was amazing how many people have been touched by the foster care system, for example. So that's just one place where Kat and Tiff and the other leaders of the organization saw, hey, there's a niche, there's a gap right there, and we can fill. So that's just one example.
And then when it comes to Link to Literacy, what do you guys see in your studies? Like, why is it so important for that literacy at such a young age to be consistent, so that way, I don't want to say, but so they don't fall behind?
Yeah, I mean, great question. I think that the research just generally shows that reading and literacy help in a myriad ways. But I think one of the things that has been discussed, with us a lot is that I think about 4th grade or so, which Charlie, my son, who's here with us, is in 4th grade, is kind of really a turning point. If kids haven't achieved a certain level of literacy at that point, it gets harder and harder to achieve that level of literacy, and then not having that level of literacy there's numerous studies that show that impacts jobs and just success in life, and even incarceration rates and things like that. And so really just getting in and getting books in the hands of kids up through that vital stage and later it's just I don't even know that we can talk about the impact fully, but
yeah, well, and I think to what you're saying, it's just, it does so many things that will help them out in the future. And obviously there's no guarantees, but it certainly helps the odds out. If you want to dive into the analytics, it's just a good thing if they get that good reading at a young age. How can people help? Is it just financial? Can they volunteer? Do they even donate books? What are ways that people can actually help? Because tomorrow I'll have you fill people in as well. Is a very big day for Linked Literacy.
Yeah, tomorrow, is a big giving day, and we, of course, like every little nonprofit, that the amazing work and growth in this nonprofit. I'll just go back and kind of link this. They saw this need and then got started filling the need, and then realized, that the need is really there and widespread, right? And so, the success, of the organization really pushes us trying to fill that need even more now that we realize we have a better idea of what the need is. And so, of course, donations are a huge part of that, because we curate our own books so that we're getting age appropriate, content appropriate, situationally appropriate materials into the hands of the kids. And so donations really help with that. Working with partners that may hear us today and think, hey, I think we have a need that could be filled, and contacting us could also help with the mission. We also have a link for folks to volunteer, because we do a number of events throughout the year. We do everything from just having happy hours every couple of months so folks can come out and kind of commune with us and talk about their story and see if there are ways to hook in or learn more about it before volunteering. But we also host a number of, programs that have, quite frankly, in a 2-year time have really grown. We have a big event called Wordstock in the summer in Antelope Park. And that one is really where people can bring books and do a big book swap. And it's really a celebration of books and literacy, with a whole host of fun activities attendant to that. Otherwise, really, because we curate those books, it's really it works better with the system to if someone can sponsor or donate. But certainly volunteers, not everybody, they're not all in the position to donate money, but time is an amazing thing and is helpful as well. So.
And then I'll ask you personally why you chose this to get involved with the Linked Literacy. Because it's one of those things with charities. Unfortunately, people always, because there's been situations where the money hasn't gone where it has. With Linked Literacy, now people know how they can volunteer, contribute. For you, why did you join Linked Literacy? Like, what good in Linked Literacy did you see? Like, this is a good environment. These people only want good for the community. Why did you join?
Well, I've kind of told this story at one of the happy hours, but I'm one of 6 kids. I grew up in the middle. We got a lot of hand-me-downs. We had a great library and, of course, back the libraries. But having something of my own, having a book of my own, or books of my own, was life-changing for me. And when I started to become aware of some of these activities, and I would see Facebook where they were packing the backpacks to get them out to the kids, I was drawn to that. I thought it was such a smart decision to be so local, look at the local needs, and instead of trying to replicate and compete, to come in and enhance. And I just thought it was such a smart and interesting way to advance the literacy cause. And I love books, and the ownership of books has always been important to me since I was a kid. So I just have never seen anything quite like it. And so I was drawn to it. I began volunteering, and then from that, they asked me if I wanted to be a board member, but I wasn't drawn to it to be a board member, though I'm delighted. It is like catching a live wire. These folks are dynamic. This organization is dynamic. It's growing. They've clearly tapped into a need. And so we're just excited to be on the ticket and have the opportunity to talk about it, because clearly we all love it. And then just to get anybody else involved through volunteering, donations, sponsorships, any way that works. So.
Yeah, and then I'll ask you this now that you've been in there for a while, because I think a lot of us, you go to high school, you get your high school diploma. If you go to college, fantastic, but you might be unaware that there is a literacy problem, even to begin with. And since you've been started there, how real is this problem? Kind of just adding to how important Linked Literacy is.
It's a great question. I think it's hidden, right?
Right.
We can kind of short circuit in text, and I'm fine with that. And I think any language can work well. But part of what this organization also does, another program that they work on, is helping caretakers help teach reading to children. And it's not just the mechanics of how to read, because there are great organizations doing that. This is going in and teaching caretakers to how to foster curiosity, how to ask the right questions to engage the curiosity of their child, of the child that they're teaching. And it actually increases not just the mechanical literacy of the adults as well, but also the literacy of the exploration of the content, if that makes sense. And so we have platforms that teach those caregivers about specific ways to connect with the audience, whether it's their family or their community, center or something like that. And so I think we can get along in this world, right? We see signs and icons and everything, so I don't know. For me, it's not just the scope of the mechanical literacy, it's the literacy that helps you synthesize the idea, right? And so it's one thing to be able to read this paper, and it's a different thing to really have the background and be able to understand it. So I think that that's a need we're also filling.
Absolutely. And then again, one more time here, where can they find you if they want to donate, if they want to get involved, find more information?
Yeah, linked to literacy, LINKED, the number 2, and then literacy, literacy.org. And on there, there's a donate button. You can hit that. There's a volunteer button. You can explore that there. And then it talks about our programs. And there's also you can submit questions to board members so that we can, if you have a specific question that's been sparked by my comments today or anyone else's, we're happy to just directly speak to folks and answer those questions.
Absolutely. And before we throw it to break here, I'll go ahead and hand you the mic. Just any closing statements, anything you want people to know, even Charlie wants to hop in here about Link to Literacy.
Charlie, can you scoot in there? Our book's important. Yeah. I asked him earlier, I said, could you imagine a world where you didn't have your own books?
That would be really hard. I mean, kids need books. It helps them read and write, which is what they need.
And understanding the world, huh?
Yeah.
That's what he said. Now, he would talk to you about sports all day as well, by the way. I'm just telling you. I'm no joke. But I think he understands those things better because he has that background. And so that it's local, that it's community, that we're working on issues right here. I mean, there's a lot going on in the world, but seeing that need, of course, other needs need to be met, but we know good organizations are doing those things, and being able to find this niche locally and really help, in this community and not just improve the lives of each of the kids we're helping, but the community as a whole by doing that. And through partnerships of other local companies and groups like The Ticket, like other organizations we work with, how much we're bringing to the community to help tighten this sense of community and empower the whole community, one book at a time, one child at a time.
And absolutely. And I love that part, just kind of locally helping out the community. Again, if you love the city of Lincoln, it's a great cause to go ahead and give into. It can only help out the community, make it a better place. With that being said, we'll go ahead and throw it to break here. Again, really appreciate Marna's time joining us from Link to Literacy. Like I said, we'll throw it to break here. We'll keep it rolling before we get to our state championship game. We'll join you guys in just a little bit.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
At Coppell Chevrolet GMC, we are thankful for so many things this year, starting with our great employees, a generous community, our military personnel, and most importantly, our loyal customer base that continues to drive that money-saving mile of Louisville. Hi, this is Sean Callahan, and on behalf of everybody at Coppell, we want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving and safe travels to wherever they may take you. Happy holidays from Coppell Chevrolet GMC.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through November 26th is $3 off on bacon, 25% off hanger steaks, 20% off all summer sausage, and 20% off all cheeses. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Hi, I'm Steve Carper for O Street Carpet. For Christmas, we're doing everything possible to help you spruce up your home without making a dent in your holiday budget. If you need new wood flooring, new carpet, ceramic tile, vinyl, area rugs, or custom blinds, you want to shop at O Street Carpet. We offer 12-month same-as-cash financing, Lincoln's best selection in stock, free in-home measuring, and we'll install it right away. 1732 O Street. We want to make you a customer for life.
School bus drivers, custodians, paraeducators, and the list goes on of all the education support professionals who help every school in Nebraska run smoothly. They ensure that our students have a safe ride to school, healthy meals, and a clean environment to learn. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. Take a moment to say thank you to the support staff at your child's school.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's Child Care Tax Credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
Mulberry Barbecue is Lincoln's leader in great barbecue, but also is a great choice for your Thanksgiving meal. They have packages available for hot meal pickup on Thanksgiving Day from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. to take all the cooking stress out of your day. Call the store for details or to schedule a pickup at 402-937-7114. at 11th and Cornhusker Highway. That's 402-937-7114. Mulberry Barbecue.
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's Child Care Tax Credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
All right, welcome back in to an extended hour of Old School. Harrison Arns on the 1s and 2s going solo. We got a little bit of time here before we get ready to throw things over to Nick Sainert and Jay Foreman for some Class A state championship football. We got Millard South 11-1 versus the undefeated Omaha West Side at 12-0. And like I said, that one coming your way shortly. Should have things sent over to Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman around a little over 7 o'clock, around 7:03. But until then, want to get to the text line, 402-464-5685. Read off some of these texts that me and DP received during that first segment. Want to shout out these kind words here. Shout out to Magic saying, remember being torn between you and another. You're both good, but I'm glad I made the choice to stay with the ticket. Magic, we appreciate you popping in on Sundays and always listening. Shout out to Bo Lever. Let's stop listening to regular radio during COVID. Got rid of all the negative radio talk. Would only listen to the ticket and create Christian radio station I found. And then Sydney from Omaha, the ticket rocks. So does Husker Nation. Can't disagree with any of that. All right. With that being said, since this is typically the Dump Punt Hour coming up next, and on Mondays we review everything we said on that Thursday, our last show of the week, and then what we learned come Monday, I'll quick give my thoughts. And if you guys want to give your thoughts, like I said, Starter Heyman text line available to you. But Nebraska goes bowling, finally beating Wisconsin, breaking what was one of the most brutal streaks. For any of you that saw the traveling trophy between Wisconsin and Nebraska and actually zoomed in on the plaque, it's a brutal plaque to look at. I mean, it's just been Wisconsin since that trophy was created and stayed Wisconsin the entire time. Thank goodness we flipped it, because that plaque was running out of space, and it's hard to believe that they might actually fill it up with all Wisconsin wins before they have to extend it, make a new plaque, and then you finally get some Husker wins on there. But they win it. Not only win it, they win it in convincing fashion. The biggest, really, explosion from the offense, you have to go back to the Scott Frost versus Northwestern at home era, which was that, whatever you want to call it, the best three-win team, the most unluckiest three-win team. That was that year where Scott Frost blew Northwestern out of the water, and then we'd go on to lose every single score game. But it's hard to think that the offense hasn't been that explosive since that game. And it goes from the running backs to the offensive line to the wide receivers, top to end, truly from start to finish. It was a complete game from the offense. Now, you can call out a lull in that first one where Wisconsin's able to stop Huskers, but they respond shortly after that. They are allowed to sneak Harburg into the end zone for that first touchdown, and after that, it was rolling. And the most impressive thing to me was how they're able to close out the half. I mean, not only getting a great start from your offense, you go ahead and score, and then you force a turnover, and then quick turn that into a 10-point swing heading into the locker room. I mean, say what you will. The last 3 minutes and the first 3 minutes, I'll agree with Jay Foreman on this one, have been pretty atrocious for Nebraska. We have not been able to end halves well, and we have not been able to start second halves well. Finally, versus Wisconsin, we're able to do both of those. And the momentum off of that, when you can hang 10 on a team, send them to the locker room, and then come out of that locker room acting like nothing changed, and you're still playing with that same type of fire, I mean, it just puts that locker room mentality, however you want to put it, for a team with Wisconsin who's been as inconsistent as we are. You knew there was a little bit of them that might be mentally fragile. And if Nebraska can come out and jump on them after putting them away in that first half and then coming out in the second half and doing more of the same, you knew that was going to be hard for Wisconsin to battle back against, and it certainly was. And Nebraska comes away with what was one of the most convincing wins I've seen in a long time. So again, shout out to everybody chiming in, texting in. You can still text in, but we're going to be talking some high school football here We'll throw it to break. Like I said, we got Class A state championship football. Millard South, one loss Millard South, facing undefeated Omaha Westside. Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman coming your way next, right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Slay the holidays this year with a gift that'll really get them going. One that's built to win, like the new Honda CRF-R motor